Hello there. In this video, I want to focus on the creating materials that we can use inside the compositing work with Photoshop or GIMP or any other applications, and most important, on creating realistic 3D materials by utilizing PBR approach to this. So if you worked before with applications like Tangent, Vue, Cinema 4D, Blender, you notice that you need to create the materials, and normal materials texture created may not work. You need to create a special materials with multiple layers that allow to pass additional parameters to create realistic look on these materials. So let's look on one materials as example, and you notice right here we have a material where we have the color, we have it also alpha bump map, which is creating perspective, shadow, highlight, does not change any shapes, normals and displacements, which will affect a little bit shape of the object. We also have it metallicity, roughness, and occlusion, reflection, clear coat, and so on. Some of those materials maybe will change names, but generic, it is kind of standardized for the materials. And if you're interested more, you can go to like physical based render on Wikipedia. I'll post a link below, and you can check what is all of these layers can do. In a short words, they help us to create photorealistic materials that we would render. We don't necessarily need this approach when we do with a compositing like inside of Photoshop, but I will cover a small part as well because we're going to touch tiling as well. So before AI, what we used to do, it is or going like on a Photostock or other application was done before us, or we can create our own tile from photos, and it's how we created materials. Later come up with node-based materials creation, for example. It is like Substance 3D set of applications that allowed us to use a node system to create multiple channels, these PBR materials that have multiple channels for material description. So, and this is fine, but this is a little bit expensive. It's about $50 a month. Another little bit cheaper one like Filter Forge example, one-time fee, and you can create same with multi-channel materials, node-based, all is generated. So this was one approach. However, one thing the lack in them sometimes it is realism. Even they're creating very nice materials, and you end up using photo inside the materials if you want to create realistic. And recent release and recently up with a AI render, now we can create very realistic materials inside the AI. For example, Midjourney right here, you can see I created several different materials, and I will go over the strings a little bit later to show some tips and tricks how you can create this. But generally, you can see it's creating this nice, interesting materials, and they're way more interesting, much easier to create without need to understand some of the nodes. The one biggest problem with all this, they are flat image, so they don't represent for us all this multi-layer normals, bump maps, and all this stuff. So we actually need to create. And again, AI can done this way better because we can train model. You can create very narrow specific model that just specialize only on the texturing. And it's several of them available, some of them available inside the Blender. You can use that as a plugin. However, I found the one that work very well and point incredibly well. It's working for me, and I want to share this application, how you can use it and what you can create. This is not sponsored. I purchased by myself account. I have my access, and best parts you can access for free, so you don't need it access. But pay feature give you upscale up to 8K, so it is quite a bit large texture size, so it's unbelievable. It's incredible how it can do with all these utilizations. As well can access to some specific displacement. I'll show you what's different between pay and non-pay. But again, you don't need pay to create the texture, which is actually very nice. Okay, so let's go right here, and it's WithPoly.com. You can access to this website. And notice right here you have a gallery from beginning, so you already can see this is texture, and this is not just texture. If you look on the side, you see some displacement applied, and because it does not render just flat image. Again, if we go back to Midjourney and we look, this is flat image. Flat is just one layer. All what we see, it is colors and luminosity levels that provide for us look like this. So if we're going inside one of them and let's go open, you can see the variations, but also you can see right here we have our color map, we have a normal map, height map, ambient occlusion, roughness, and additional map if you created current for this materials. It wasn't done. So let's go ahead and look how we can create one. For this, we're going to click down from gallery, going to the texture editor, and you can see we have our open screen. So on the top, it's very simple: access, undo, redo. We have a different preview, which we'll look in a second. And as well, we can download. On our left side, we have options that we can create. And if you click on them, you can notice they are expand, give it us options. Notice on some of them have this kind of infinity. This is work for the premium or pay account. So if you don't have it, you can still use, they can still use 2K image to creating texture. But if you want to go with a 4K or 8K, then you need purchase. Again, I'm paying by myself for the accessing to this service, so it's no sponsoring. This is my own personal view on this. Okay, notice what we have right here. We have our prompt as we're doing in a stable diffusion or other things. Below, we can select also resolution. We can also create what type of the materials, which is kind of helpful because it depends on this. It's created adjustments in our normal maps and bump maps, so it simulates more accurate. For this, what we're going to do is just put it our prompt that we want to create. Okay, and let's go Borg skin. We don't need skin. So right here we have a texture of cyber zombie skin. I don't know what it is. We'll come up, we'll experiment. 1K, we can go up to 8Ks. General organic, we'll go with organic set, but you notice we also have the fabric, diverse, dynamic, dramatic, and pamela. Dramatic is very high on the normals and everything, so it's work okay for the rocks, but next time you want to go a little bit down. And all what we need to do is just click on generate. As we click generate, you can notice right here start processing. Notice for this one, you don't need to have it any install on your home, any local installation or anything. This is purely server based, website based, so it's meaning you access, just fill your information and start rendering. Okay, and right here we have it our render. Notice below we have it our maps that are created for us. We also can create additional maps if we need for this. I'll show in a second how we can create those maps. This is, this is our ambient occlusion, roughness, materials. We can preview. Currently it's preview and round. If we click on the box, we can say which one we want preview. Plane, cylinder. Sometimes cylinder I think work better because mostly on top I need kind of mark, but I want to see seamless, and this is showing, you can see it's a seamless preview. Okay, also in preview, after rotate, we want disable. If you enable it, will rotating around. We have a texture property tiling, so if you want to squeeze a little bit lower, preview as web as visibility on the maps. Okay, next option, it is our lighting, and this has allowed us to create warm, Tasgan, whatever lighting you wanted. It just so preview in your environment where you think you will use this texture, which is kind of very useful because if you think you will create outdoors, then you want to create preview in right lighting. Okay, so this is, it seems like step, very easy creation. So let's go down and see what we have at other options. Right here, you can notice we have it patches where we can select on specific uploaded. I found out those options is that before I hardly used at all. But next one, we upload images, I'm using a quiet bit. So it's meaning right here, it will accept my image. But notice what it says, up to 32 megabyte. Keep this in mind because many times when you upload it too big, system does not keep it. So it just does not produce anything. So the image need to be up to 32 megabyte. And I do like how the application perform and create very nice actual textures. But in some cases, I found if you look on the mid-journey, it does produce more interesting texture. Or maybe you have it some photo you want to work with. So what I'm going to do is just take one image, drag and drop, uploaded image. When image is selected, notice right here it says image is seamless. So this is you kind of need to check in or out. This is seamless, created mid-journey. What I'm going to do is just check and says it's seamless and click to upload images. When the image is done uploaded, you can see right here we have it ours. It does not generate any map. To generate map, we're going to go down below where it says make PBR maps. We click on this and notice right here we have it all of these different lights we see. So I'm going to select dramatic for this case, and below we have it same render maps as a color. So right now, or a color select all better, so I'm just selecting this, and we have it also metalliness, so I'm checking. Notice the ambient occlusion, roughness, and metalliness. It is require purchase version, but it's okay because the rest, normal, most important, height, and color, you can render for free. When you're done, let's click generate material, and here is done, and we can preview. Look on this side, you see this side. Notice how it's changed shape because it does apply properly normals, which is kind of very, very nice. Right here is our image, our normals. This is our height map, our ambient occlusion. We have also our roughness and metallicness. We don't really have any metallic objects, so it will be kind of white, even. The also nice things about this, if your image is not seamless, we can adjust that. So after this, what is happening right now, if you look at this 1K render, we can take these images and bring them inside the gigapixels to upscale, and I'll show you why I like this way. But also inside it support upscale, and you notice right here, even upscale textures, we have it from 1, 2, 4, and 8. So this actually work very well. We can go ahead, take image, and let's just example. We go back to upload our image, and I'll just select a little bit different image. Let's upload this image first. Okay, when it's done, I want to create a higher resolution, so I'm going to our upscale, and I can go up to 8K. 8K will take a little bit longer time to render because depth will take all memories and everything, but you can do it. And just example, I'm going something between like 4K to reduce a little bit on the render time, and I'll just click upscale image. So what is happening right now, it does not upscale our texture. It's take this our image that I just put it on 1K resolution and upscaling to 4K. Okay, so after done upscaling, we can see right here it's showing 4K on our main image. Now we can go back to PBR. Again, create dramatic, click on whatever you need it, and click create PBR materials. Okay, till it's rendering, let me jump to Midjourney and just give you a couple tips on creating textures. I said that the other application you can create directly in, it will render for you all necessary stable diffusion, but Midjourney sometimes produce better result, in my opinion, for the image. And couple just the tips what you want to do when you want to create texture. Be sure first word what you type, it's type texture, comma, cyberpunk metal. Okay, and now with version 5 they support tiles that wasn't before, and this is great for us to use it. So dash tile. Let's go ahead, press enter on this. Okay, so and right here we finish render. Let's preview. You can see it's beautiful, nice materials. We can go ahead and upscale them. Again, nice things about Midjourney 5, the upscale already done. So we can go select image you want to use it. The tips on the creating, you don't want big details because you will see repetition very often. You want maybe overlay, and I'll show you after additional tips and tricks later when we're going to use it inside 3D applications how to do this. But look right here, we have very nice beautiful textures that was created for us inside the Midjourney, and they're tiles, so it's mean they're seamless on the edges. Okay, I think we're done. Let's go jump back to ours, and right here you can see we render. Notice as the texture going, it is very nice. It's produced good normal maps and everything, and they're all 4K. So when we're done render with this, we want to save it, and it's a simple thing. So we just click download. As you open download options, you notice right here you have a different format, JPEG or EXR. I will recommend for you, if you're using application that supported, use the XR. This is expanded 32 bits, so you have more depth, colors. With the JPEG, you may have some compression artifacts or other things. And let's go click export zip file. You notice it's creating zip file, and as created, it's pop up for us to save it. Okay, after It's completely safe. It's come up with a zip, and inside you can see right here we have it our AXR file. We have it ambient occlusion, color, displacement, some notification that what is made with. We also have it our metallicness JPEG if we need it, maps, roughness, and as well setting JSON if you need for these specific materials. So it's a full created pack for us to available to use it. Let's go ahead right now and okay, so let's go ahead and look what we have it inside. Here's open again. We have it all of this map. One thing I want to look on the settings, and this is for JSON. Notice right here we have it the prompt text. This application is still in actively developing, and this is probably one of the bug. It's a because I used the actual image, I did not use a text prompt, but it's still reading and put it as a prompt text, all that was there. So if you need it, you can go open and modify by itself. But notice right here, we have it our page, we have it prompt, we have it resolution, seamless, true, dramatic. So we have it all this necessary information if we need to use it for our settings. Now let's go ahead inside the applications, and for this I'm going to use the view, and we're going to utilize and put it some properties on our kind of modeling thing. So let's go ahead, we'll delete the cube. I'm going to create a tech terrain right there, because those pebbles, I think they work better for the terrain. Just a little bit reposition towards our camera. Okay, we'll take our main camera and just put it up. Right here you can see in main window, this is what I want preview, and I want to change this to maybe like pebbles. We'll go ahead, select terrain, we open material editor, and this will be very similar in many other applications that you're going to use it. Be sure the materials it's using, it says PBR materials. We need to change first our color, if you remember to create it. Depend on what application you use it, but we want to select our pictures or procedure pictures. So when we go select, it's still upload. Let's go navigate to location for our file, and I want to go to select color map. So we'll go select color map, click open, and you'll notice in a second it's uploading. Remember, this is a 4K. It's actually already quite a bit good size for the image, for the textures, and of course you can go even higher details with 8K if you feel like. Go ahead and preloading. It says, does it have to alpha you want it? No, I don't need alpha loaded on this. Next we go to bump map. Same, we'll switch to the map pictures, and again navigating to ours, and we have a height map. So we're going to use it. Ambient, color, displacement, metallicness, normal map, render. So we don't have a height map for this. It's okay. We can use it all different maps. We're going to right now normals. Let's go ahead and select the map picture for normals. Again, navigate, and we have our normal map right here. Let's select open. Okay, next things we'll go with displacement. Same, go down to map pictures, and we'll just repeat over and over this again. So let's go ahead, our displacement, click OK. Okay, let's go ahead to metallicness. I don't think we had it, it's just a white, so I don't know, we can use this metallicness or just skip that. Let's go see what we have next. And we have a roughness, same. By the way, many times the bump map or normals, it could go as the height map, so it depends how you're using. Okay, right here we have our roughness now. Okay. And ambient occlusion. And it's just simple. What we do, we just taking and we follow all of this. And I said that before the bump map, we can always replace with a different. For example, like displacement, we can go inside the bump map if you need it. And let's go ahead, select our bump map. And we can go select displacement map for this as well. Different is how I said before, bump map will only use the luminosity level to create perception of the change. Bright contrast. However, the displacement itself, it will change the relief or shape of the object. Okay, so we have the bump, we have the occlusion. We don't need any reflection on this. We don't have it, and we don't have it clear code. So let's just verify one more time what we have here. Ambient occlusion, color, displacement, metallicness, which is just white map. We don't need to use it. We have it normal map, render map, which is taking colors and all the stuff combined together, and roughness. So I think we combine all of this for preview. Let's go ahead, click OK, and right there you can see already we had plenty of the rocks. Let's go take our camera, bring a little bit closer, I think around here, and look up. And let's go ahead, press render. Okay, so right here as render keep on going, you can see we have it quite a bit normals, very high value for the normals, and that is okay. We can very easy to reduce those values in post. But what I'm also looking, it's repetition, and this is doesn't matter whatever texture you have it. If you don't have procedural texture, if you're based on the image like in this case or other things, you always will run to the problem of repetition. So you will see these seamless things. It's why very important when you render properly, we want to pay attention to those seams. Okay, so let's first address our bump map, and for this we'll go again, open our terrain editor, and you'll notice right here in the normals, we want to take intensity, go all the way down to maybe about 20%. Okay, as well, let's go on the bumps, and I want to take the bumps depth to maybe, let's go right here, 0.001, just little bit on the bumps, so it's not that much. And you already can see in preview windows, it's come up very good. We also can reduce little bit resolution, but I think it's work for now. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm looking at displacement. Maybe we should pop up displacement a little bit. Right now, it's at 20 centimeters. So it's from lowest points to high, about 20 centimeters. And depending on the size of the rock, what you're going to use, how big you think. 20 centimeters, about maybe this size. We maybe want to go a little bit lower. Let's go with maybe about 10 centimeters maximum height. Okay, let's go ahead, click OK. And we're going to render again one more time. And right now, when pre-pass happening for the lighting, you can see already rocks look much better. They're not as tall. It's more recognizable surface. And depending on what you want to do, you can even decrease more. So instead 10 centimeters, you can reduce down to 2-3 centimeters, whatever you want to represent. Here, what I'm looking at is repetition now at this point. So as the rocks look okay on the height, let's cancel our render at this point. Okay, we'll go cancel now. And we're going to work a little bit on the materials itself to remove some repetition. Depending on what application you use it, most of them will support this. But in a view inside the effect tab, right here you have a global transformation. You have a turbulence, rotation, cycling. So we want to use the rotations. Let's go to open this. And you can see right here we can rotate on different degree. So what this does, it will randomly will start create and rotate some of those elements around. So, and you can actually just try to play around. You want to avoid twist or other things. They work okay. Twist, another ones, if you have it grass, if you have it line, it's going to be more organic. But in this case, we want just to create a rotation. So it's what take, and it's randomly rotating the each new segment when it's tiling. So new tiling will rotate it. In this case, let's go ahead, render again. And as the rendering progress, I can see we have much less visible tiling, still just little bit lines right here. But keep in mind, it's our base code, because we will put it over some other object or other element, which will be total tiling will be disappearing at this time. And of course, you can more experiment with different type of rotation and different maybe even twisting or some other elements. The one thing what I'm looking right now, it's how high normals, and it does look to me a little bit too high. So what we're going to do, again, we cancel there. Let's go back to our materials. We'll go to the displacement in this case, and instead 10 centimeters, let's go put it just at 2 centimeters high. Okay, let's go click OK and render now. Okay, as a process, you can see it's look much smoother and nicer, but reduction this will also lead right here to see our pattern repetition. Let's do a couple other things to reduce that pattern. And this one will be specifically to the view, but it's similar things work with the other applications. What we can do, we can create additional layer and overlay on the top of this to kind of blend in. We also can go inside effect, and right here we can see cycling, so we can also modify a little bit on the edit on the cycling and then modify amount and the scale. So we'll just leave it as default. This is also will help us to increase. As well, we can go inside the scale and increase slightly our scale for our item to about 1.8. That will increase square and creating less tile visible. Of course, if you used one single map like this, you can use it as the parametric, so it will take through all terrain, but you won't have it quite a bit high resolution. It's the reason why sometimes you want to upscale up to 8K, so you have better details, don't see those blurry kind of effect. You know what, and let's go 1.5, maybe we're going on this, with styling applied. And of course, we can place additional elements there, which is help us. For this, we'll go create new layer, switch this to the ecosystem. It's a population of the object, we can do it. We'll go general, let's go add item, rocks, and we'll just find some smooth rocks similar to what we have here. Okay, let's take a little second to populate this. Okay, after done populating, we'll go to the density. Let's reduce density on this, scaling orientation, and we'll just direct from the surface, so we leave it as default. I just want only change right here. Actually, let's go to put it minus, let's go put it 10 centimeters. So what is happening with the rock, we want to place it just below a little bit ground, so it's look a little bit nice. Again, density, let's go decrease, click populate. It should populate rocks, and you can see right here we have our rocks populated for us. You know what, let's go bring them even more down, maybe 30 centimeters below. Again, click populate. Yep, you can see how they settle down, and we can play a little bit more. We can create smaller rock around those big rocks and kind of have it fun with this. But generally, what I want to show you, it is how we can some populate it, and you can see how the tiling will disappear. You know what, let's go do another fun, and we'll just says allowed stacking, 10 stack, so it's take one and put it on top of another ones, so we can do that way. But I think this is okay right now. Let's go click OK, and we'll take our camera, and I'll just move a little bit up like this, so we can preview overall how the terrain will look. Okay, and when we're done, let's sun. I want also sun just a little bit repositioning to create nicer shadows. Disable after exposure. Okay, let's go take our sun. Where's our sun? Right here. And just create a little bit more on a golden hour with the shadows cross. Usually when I render with the shadows, it's a provide for the texturing for me to see the displacement and bump maps, how well shadows will work on this. It's the reason why I like to take sun and put a little bit down, so it's how the projection and calculation work. Okay, let's go ahead, click render. Okay, so right here, render completed, and you can see we have it a nice element. But we look on how to create materials on our plane. So let's do other things. Let's go ahead and create a simple box. Okay, and we're going find my camera. There's my camera. Okay, we'll go just put it up front of the camera. Let's go down, and we'll just right click, so it's placed our box how we want it. Actually, you know what, let me bring box up, rotate slightly, and right click, so it's kind of dumping them on a rocks seating box. And we'll go change material for this as well, because before we're using materials PBR, but we're using as a world standard. And one thing I want to show you, if used as parametric, so it will properly assign to the site. Again, we have a parametric. We go select color, and let's download our materials. This is one I created just recently. Again, you can play around. This is without image, metal cyberpunk crate. So we'll just create this one and put it in. And this is just only 2K, so it's not even high resolution, diverse. And you'll notice right here we have it, all our maps is created. However, at current station, I noticed Metals map does not create all the time. So this application is still being active developing, and it's probably will fix very soon, so we can create it. And let's go ahead, click download, and save our XAR file. Okay, when download complete, let's go same things as we did before. We create first our map, and we're going up. Let's go to our metal. Okay, box that we created. We have our color map. And I'm going to just add all of this again. Okay, so as we added all of these materials, you'll notice right here does not look like a box, and because our mapping mode. And this is important for you when you work with textures. Be sure the mapping mode is properly applied. I want to switch to object parametric. It will take this image and stretch it. I can see how it's already reapplied this image to our effect. So it's kind of properly sized. You can, of course, really decrease scale, increase, decrease if you need a stretch zoom, but this is one-to-one applied right now. And let's go look at displacement 20 centimeters, so we'll leave as a default. Let's click OK, and let's go ahead and render. Okay, so right here is our render completed, and you can see we have a very nice texture applied. They can use it very easy for any games. If used in Unity or Unreal Engine, you can use those PBR materials to create very ultra realistic textures. The best part is they're free, royalty free, so you can use them as well, and or creating for the compositing and 3D applications. Thank you for watching this videos. All link to this services and information will provide down below. If you like it, give us thumbs up, subscribe, help this channel grow, and I appreciate all of your support.